Hennythemoor reporting live from the liquor store. How's everybody doing today, man? So, hey, man, it's a beautiful Tuesday. Not really. It's rainy as hell outside. We're under another thunderstorm warning, possible tornadoes, all the other stuff. But, liquor store never closed, man. We open, rain, sleet, or snow, come through the door. We ready to pull up, get drunk on this Dallas Cowboy content, man. So if you see the title, man, we're going to talk about draft sleepers and roster keepers. So we're going to talk about guys you may not be familiar with in the draft at different positions that can come in, and we're pretty much going to be touching on like late round guys, like everybody talk about the first round picks, the top 100 guys, first, second, and third round, but we're going to talk about some later round selections that can come in and, bring some value to this team. Hey, what's up with you, Jameson Taylor, Lamont, Michael Lockhart? I see y'all tapping in with me. Appreciate y'all for showing love. Also, everybody that's coming into the chat, please take the time to hit the like button, the share button, and the subscribe button if you have not already joined the channel. Also, if you want to stay up to date on when I do go live, man, just hit the notification button and you will know instantly when the liquor store opens, man. So, you can beat the line, you can come on in, get your bottle. And remember, if you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, you get half off all merchandise in the store. So just remember that. Also, man, hey, I want to give a special shout out to y'all again, man. Y'all made it happen. We're going to the draft this month at the end of the month. So, I appreciate y'all. Y'all donations went through the room, went to the car. So, like everything is set up. So, if you still want to keep donating, it's $ Hennythemoor for donations. It will still be used, put to good use. We'll be building the platform, and we'll be adding on to the draft fund. So we appreciate you. Hey, baby, I see you. Thank you for tuning in, tapping in with me from work. So that's love support. Everybody, give a shout out to my wife that just entered the chat, man. He said, "So over it. What's up with you, man? C. Burleson, what's good with you?" So yeah, so we're gonna talk about draft sleepers and roster keepers, man. So, I know a lot of y'all be doing, like mock drafts and things like that. But, that's not really my thing. But I am going to talk about some of these guys that you may not be too familiar with. Hey, Brian Kite, what's good with you, man? Yeah, good pizza. Good pizza in Texarkana, man. Hey, matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, it's Gustavo's. You asked about that earlier, where to get some good pizza over here in Arkansas. I stay in Texarkana, Texas right now. So if you're ever in Texarkana, go to Gustavo's. They have like the Chicago style pizzas, the meatball subs and things like that. I really like them. It's a little rich, right? It'll run through you, but that's real good food, man. So to answer your question from earlier, Brian Kite, that's where you go. Yeah, even wifey agree. Like Gustavo hard. Like you gotta go to Gustavo's. They got good food. But yeah, man, we're gonna talk about some of these draft sleepers real quick. I got somebody pulled up. So I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna jump right into it, man. So this is a versatile guy. He's an outside linebacker / edge. Played at Louisville. His name is Yashir Abdullah. And I think he's a pretty nice prospect. He's only 237 pounds, but he's 6'1". He ran a 4.47. Last year as a senior, he had 9.5 sacks, as an edge rusher. He forced 4 fumbles. He had 63 total tackles, 34 solo tackles. So like he was everywhere around the field, man. So very young guy with some upside. He's the kind of player that Dan Quinn likes having. If you look at his measurables, he had a wingspan of 79.7, which is in the 91 percentile. He did not participate in the shuttle, but as an edge rusher, to be able to run a 4.47 and get upfield, that's good. He has pretty decent size, so he did pretty damn good, and he is projected to be a very late round pick. If you trust NFL draft buzz, this is where they have him ranked. He's ranked as a 7th round pick, but he's a guy with some high upside to him. So let's go down here and listen. We're looking at sleepers. We're looking at guys that you may not even know about that can come in here and make an impact. Like nobody was talking about the run blend in the 5th round, right? Anthony Brown got selected in the 6th round. He was a starter for us for several seasons. So we're looking for good quality production. Hey, Chris Johnson, what's up with you? Hey, Jasmine guys, I appreciate you for tapping in over here. That's Miss JC Cowboy. So we appreciate you. Appreciate y'all for coming over, showing love to us. Dwayne Brown, what's good, my guy? I appreciate you, man. Michael McQuaid, what's good with you, brother? I appreciate you. Appreciate you all, man. So yeah, you sure? Let's read his strengths, man. I'm really high on him. I watch a couple of Louisville games. He does pop off the screen. He does make plays a lot. So let's talk about it. Combines excellent power with initial quickness, but one of his best attributes are his violent hands, which Abdullah uses with impressive precision. All right. Abdullah has violent hands. They use that a lot, right? Like violent hands. So I guess he's very aggressive with his hands. He's swatting people's hands down, creating separation with his hands. Getting around guys. So they keep bringing up his hands. This kind of thing they're talking about. And consistently breaks away and disengages from blockers. He's instinctive, reading and reacting and locating the ball quickly and finishing plays as an authoritative wrap-up tackler. Vision to locate the ball and recognize cut blockers, can rip past blockers and pull down ball carriers when he cannot fully disengage from linemen. He flashes the ability to shoot gaps as well, and he is a threat to line up inside on passing down. So he has some versatility. He can rush from all different spots on the field, right? So haha, about to get smashed. Waiting on Mr. JT Cowboys to wrap it up. Indeed, appreciate it. I think that's a good thing to look at. Not the pop, not so. Yeah, so like when you're successful in the draft, it's the guys, that people aren't talking about. They come in and give you, that oomph. Like it's not the first round picks that fill out your roster. It's the other guys. It's finding the Dak Prescotts in the 4th round. It's finding the Tony Pollards in the 4th round. It's finding the Deron Blands in the 5th rounds that make you competitive, right? Dalton Schultz, he went and got a bag somewhere else, but he was a 4th round pick. Jake Ferguson, who all y'all are high on, was a 4th round pick. DC for life, what's up with you, my guy? I see you, man. I appreciate you for coming over and showing love to the liquor store, man. Please go ahead, bottle shop around. We're gonna get drunk in here, man. We're gonna get drunk off this content together. It's time to pull up. But yeah, man. So back to my boy Abdullah, because I really do like him as a hybrid edge rusher. All right. His closing burst is outstanding, and he routinely finished plays last year. He has range and toughness as a run defender, capable of dropping anchor to set the edge and showing the acceleration to chase down the backside in pursuit. So, we talked about that 4.47 speed, where that comes in. He's very quick. He's got a good first step. You got to like that about him. Abdullah wins with all-out hustle, second and third effort, and will contribute in the NFL. So let's talk about the negatives. Unless he's able to add weight and strength to his frame at the risk of losing speed and athleticism, he'll lose more often than he'll win if Abdullah gets caught in the phone booth with NFL linemen. That's what happens when you're a little light in the britches as an edge rusher. It happens. Doesn't play with a physical edge. Abdullah too often wants to run around the edge, and he has trouble disengaging when the offensive lineman can get into his frame. He could stand to be more violent as a tackler in the run game, as he too often allows backs to run through his arm tackles. Abdullah has a limited experience dropping into coverage. So those are the knocks on his game. But when you really think about how explosive of a pass rusher he is, if you really think about, like so over it, Tom Brady was pretty much Mr. Irrelevant. We saw Brock Purdy come in as Mr. Irrelevant and win 2 playoff games as a rookie. So, you can get some very good value in the later round picks. So when you look at somebody like Abdullah, yes, like you think about him might not have to require strength day one, right? But that's why you have off-season programs. You have an NFL training regimen. You have an NFL, diet. You have things to get your body acclimated to playing against grown-ass men. So, even if he has to rebuild his body, right? Even if he has to get in the weight room and get stronger, do this and do that, You see the raw talent that he has. You see the ability to get after the pass rusher. You see that he has been. You see that he is productive in college, playing in a pretty decent conference. So those are things that you do see, right? He's a disruptive force on the defensive line. And we also know what his role on this team would be coming into the NFL. He wouldn't be asked to start. We have DeMarcus Lawrence. We have Michael Parsons. We have Sam Williams. We have Dorrance Armstrong. We re-signed. What was the edge we re-signed? My boy, Dante Fowler. We have Tack McKinley. We have all the pass rushers in the world. But you never have too many pass rushers. Just like you never have too many wide receivers in a passing league. You never have too many edge rushers, and you never have too many corners. So him coming in, being a rotational piece, earning his right to play more. It'd be the same thing like Sam Williams. Sam Williams was a second round pick, but he came in. It was rotational pass rusher for us last year, right? Hey, Joe Tranchino, what's up with you, man? He said he's sharing. I appreciate that. Everybody, please take the time to hit the like button, hit the share button. If you have not already joined the liquor store and got your membership, please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to grow this platform. We're sitting at about 6 some. We're trying to get up to 1,000. So, your like, shares, all that is greatly appreciated. All that is greatly appreciated. I know that we do not always have it to donate, but if you can if you can contribute in that manner by hitting the like button, sharing the content, subscribing, it's all love. We appreciate that over here as well. All that is a win for the platforms. We appreciate you. Did they re-sign T.Y. Hilton? No, T.Y. is probably going to be a guy who signs somewhere like he did this year. He's going to be somebody's Christmas present. He is going to sign around December and play a couple of games to be ready for the playoffs. Like, he's an older wide receiver. He does not need to go through offseason, OTAs or anything. Like, he knows how to stay healthy and be game ready at this point in his career. So he can come off the couch like he did last year and play for contenders. So I think, once, people can play most of the season, he knows who's going to the playoffs. That's when he's going to sign with somebody. He'll sign to somebody once he knows what the landscape's going to be like. Oh, you're welcome. So over it. It's not a problem. So what do y'all think about the boy of Yasir Abdullah as a pass rushing prospect? So, when you look at late round picks, you look for the guys with the physical attributes, or you look for guys with production. He has a little bit of both. So, like, physical strength, he's lacking, but speed, he has it, and production at the college level, he had it. So, this is why he's one of my late round targets. I am very high on Yasir Abdullah as a rotational pass rusher. T Smooth, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for coming over and showing love to the liquor store, my guy. You do know, as a regular patron, if you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, you will receive half off all beverages in the liquor store. So please go ahead and use your discount, get your hands strong, find you an Eagles fan so you can cash in, my boy. I appreciate you coming over and showing love. So yeah, Yasir Abdullah is definitely a guy. This is a guy who is not even a sleeper at this point. Y'all know how I feel about this man. Hey, Dwayne Brown, I appreciate you for the $5 donation, my guy. Thank you for showing love to the liquor store, my boy. I appreciate you. Also, man, speaking of donations, we are going to be doing a raffle for the remainder of the month. Everybody who sends at least $5 will be entered into the raffle. But I need to take a poll. What do y'all want raffled off? Would you prefer a jersey? Would you prefer a Dallas Cowboys vintage Super Bowl hat? Which one would you prefer? Like, I'm gonna set a poll out. So everybody that donates from now to the end of the month will be entered into this raffle. But y'all, as the people, will decide what we're raffling off. Is gonna either be a vintage Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl hat, or it will be a jersey. Y'all will make the the final decisions. So over it says jersey. Regina Green says jersey. Y'all put it in the comment box. We're gonna decide on this together. As a staff. We're gonna decide on this together. All right. The Super Ring. T Smooth said playoff tickets. You know what? That would be a big one. we gonna have to see about that one. You playing like I'm for real? Like we might have to do a raffle for some tickets. It may not be playoff tickets, but like we might do a raffle for some tickets depending on how these first couple of raffles go. If we are able to get enough people to participate in these lesser ones, we can do that. Kevin Calloway said Super Bowl ring. Oh, well, hey, Kevin, I actually said Super Bowl snapback. It's going to be a Super Bowl hat. It's going to be a vintage Super Bowl hat. Dwayne Brown said jersey. C. Burleson said hats. T. Smooth said bet. So, yeah, like y'all want to get up to the point where we can raffle off, regular Dallas Cowboy game tickets, then, these first couple of raffles have to go well. So, and we got plenty of time too. We'll have a couple in between now and the season. So anybody, all right. So I see jersey. Okay, so I tell you what, we will decide by the end of the show. So we gonna keep voting on this throughout the show to see if we're gonna do the jersey or the hat. And by the end of the show, we will know. Right now, jersey is winning. So right now, Dwayne Brown, you are. Let me see. Did I receive any other today? All right. So right now, Dwayne Brown, you are leading. So every $5 donation is going to count towards the raffle right now. Right now, Dwayne Brown, you are the first one with an entry. And I'm going to start jotting this down. Dwayne has one. So every $5 gets you an entry. DC for Life said jersey / hat. DC for Life just said he down with it. All right, so that's official. We're gonna do one. He said, Henny, Will McDonald kind of looks like a raw version of Alden Smith prior to the issue. He needs some refinement, but boy, does he play violent. I like Will McDonald, man. And hey, Dan Quinn apparently likes him a lot too. Dan Quinn likes Will McDonald. So that might be a surprise pick for us. But I do like Will McDonald. All right, so now that we talked about the boy Yasir Abdullah, we're going to talk about another one of my sleepers. And it's not even a sleeper at this point, man. I've been campaigning for this boy for 100 years. So, I've already shown you Matt Lander's stuff on I already showed you Matt Lander's stuff on like his draft profile. But what I have not shown you is like highlights. Marquetta just sent a $5 donation. Okay, that will be towards the raffle. So Marquetta, I got you down. You have an entry. So right now, Dwayne and Marquetta, you both have one entry into the raffle. All right. And it looks like a jersey so far. He makes the QB feel him every hit. I like that. I do like that. So listen, I'm finna show y'all some Matt Lander's highlights, man. Let's see how y'all feel about him. Because I already showed you his draft profile. I done told you what he went and did at the combine. I done told you his measurements. I gave you his stats. You just got to see it. You got to see it at this point. So that's going to be the next thing that we do. We're going to look at some of Matt Lander's highlights. And then after I actually show you that, I'm gonna see how y'all feel about him. Because I'm really bullish on Matt Landers, and I'm gonna be honest, it's partly biased. I am an Arkansas Razorbacks fan, so I'm very high on Matt Landers. I'm very high on what he did for my team. And listen, he was a guy playing in a very run-heavy offense. Like we did not throw the ball like that. And he still had almost 1,000 yards. Right. He was a big play specialist. And I really enjoyed him. So let's take a look at Matt Landers. I'm finna pause this. I'm finna stop the music for a second. Said them Arkansas boys, hey, I couldn't help it. But as I didn't pull up a lot of Drew Sanders stuff. I like Drew Sanders, but I like Drew Sanders though. But everybody talk about the boy Drew. I gotta get the other guy I really like from the team some love, man. Cause that boy hard. All right. So we're going to, and here we
Time
go.
on the play clock. They get the play snap. Jefferson a play fake. And a wide open target. Matt Landers, his second catch. Down the sideline, inside the 20, down to the 15.
T Smooth said his folks from Pine Bluff. That's what's up, man. I ain't been in Pine Bluff in a minute. Dwayne Brown said any player from the SEC can ball. That is true. I like the SEC. Speaking of the SEC, man, we had Izzy McQuamu on. He came over, did a damn good interview for us, showed us some love over here at the liquor store. So so shout out to Izzy McQuamu, man. He came over, showed love to the liquor store. Real solid dude. Great interview we did yesterday. If you haven't seen it, go to the page. The interview is on there.
That's more like it for the Hogs. Matt Landers breaks free, gain of 45.
But they're still trailing this game by 3 points, so they've got to execute and finish out this drive.
Jefferson, another quick hitter, finds Landers, breaks 2 tackles.
All right. Hey, shout out to DC for Life for the $5 donation. You have also been entered into a raffle for the jersey. So that's $5 for DC
Jefferson
for Life.
trying to extend the play. Gets it complete for a first down.
Well for both of them so far. KJ Jefferson steps up, fires down the middle, complete. Finally got a wide receiver involved. It's Matt Landers. And they're trying to rip the ball.
So I got you jotted down. So right now, the 3 people with entries into the raffle or DC for Life has 1, Dwayne has 1, and Marquetta has 1.
Jefferson pump fake, got a receiver, beautiful fake, standing at the 5. Matt Landers walks in for the easy Arkansas touchdown.
Well, it's exactly how you draw it up. Just a simple slant and go to Landers. Going to get that.
So if you see what he's doing, man, like he is getting behind the defensive coverage. That's partly because of the play action, but it's also because of his speed. Like I said, he ran a 4.37 at the combine, both times that he ran. And the boy is 6'4", almost 6'5". So, like he has the immeasurables you're looking for. And he's doing this against SEC defenses.
Matt Landers to the 15, still driving. Down to the 10, they can't get him on the ground. They finally do.
Fun fact, he is not originally a player from Arkansas. He actually was at Georgia before transferring. He never really got on the field at Georgia because the wide receivers ahead of him. But he instantly went over to Arkansas and balled. So, I'm glad that Georgia didn't have room for him because he was a revelation for us. And he does all the things you like. Run after the catch. Getting behind field. Yak. Separation. Pretty damn good hands.
And he's up to midfield for the first down.
The only reason that Matt Landers is a low round pick is because he did not really get a lot of opportunities at Georgia. So this is like his 1 year of production. Daisy Clark, thank you for coming over to the liquor store.
With the exception of
I'm gonna actually turn this down so I can give her this message.
When you go up against Jalen Carter, wrecking everything. 2nd and 12. Look at this in stride. It's Landers again.
Hogs already up.
So Daisy Clark, if you missed it, we are going to have a raffle. Everybody that sends $5 from now to the end of the month will be entered into a raffle. We are deciding in between a vintage Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl hat and a jersey. So those are the 2 options. You can vote for it in the chat. So far, a jersey is winning. But if you send $5, you'll be entered into the raffle. $5 is 1 entry. And, you really can have multiple entries if you want. But, $5 equals 1 entry into the raffle. So far, we have DC for Life with 1 entry. Dwayne with 1 entry, and Marquetta with 1 entry. So, matter of fact, Miss Clark, since you are a regular patron inside of the liquor store, put your vote, for which you would prefer into the chat. Right now, Jersey is winning, but you can vote in between Super Bowl hat and jersey. So you just put it in the comment box. And back to the scheduled programming.
Strike there, going downfield to Landers.
So what do you think about Matt Landers? All right, Daisy Clark with an entry. So Daisy Clark also has an entry into the raffle. Booyah. And she said Jersey. Okay, so she also voted Jersey. Look like Jersey is going to win because Jersey is beating the hell out of the snapback. All right, last thing we got to know. You know what? I'm gonna make it special. Whoever wins the raffle gets to decide who jersey. So I will send you a Dallas Cowboys jersey. Whoever wins the actual raffle will be allowed to to choose who jersey they want. So that's just being fair. Since y'all been supporting the hell out the liquor store, since y'all enter into the raffle and participating, the winner will get to decide who the jersey is. I'll send you all the information once it's purchased and sent out. So yeah. So y'all will get to decide who the jersey is. Yes, DP Johnson. I actually live in Texarkana. I'm from El Dorado, Arkansas. I am from El Dorado, Arkansas. So I've been living in Texarkana for 100 years at this point. That's where I met my wonderful wife. And I've been living in Texarkana almost 10 years at this point. But I'm from El Dorado, Arkansas originally. All right. Oh, and I'm not even supposed to be showing you this one. It just started. All right. So what do y'all think about the boy Matt Landers? I like him. You look at a physical skill set. He is him. He said, "Oh Lord, RV Arkansas." He said, "Texarkana is dope." Hey, I appreciate it, man. Sharon Bell said she's from El Dorado. Okay, cool. I never knew that. Yeah, like I am a like who y'all know from El Dorado, man? They closed y'all mall, right, Henny? Not yet. It's still there, man. It's still there. Okay, you from El Dorado, but you live in California. Okay, it's a small world, man. The same way with my cousin. West Coast, my cousin. His people from El Dorado, and they live in California now. Small world, man. I appreciate you for supporting the show. He said, I got a bunch of parents my way. My parents from Kibler, about 20 miles from you. Okay, cool. Cool. That is what's up, man. T Smooth, looking forward to seeing UAPB and Southern Heritage Classic in Memphis. Facts, man. Hey. He said, I'm from Houston. He said, he's from Houston, Texas. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't never been to Houston, though. There's something me and my wife got to get down there, man. Matter of fact, even though you a hater, man, if I come down to Houston, man, you're going to have to let me know some place I need to visit. That sounds like a good spot for me to take my wife. With our anniversary coming up in October, so that might not be a bad idea. Go down to Houston, show some love. But yeah, man, like what y'all feel about the boy Matt Landers, though, man? 6'4", 437, and I showed you the highlights. So what do you think about him? Because you look at, and I know his highlights, you're only seeing the best, you're only seeing the good plays. But like he had production in the SEC, almost 1,000 yards in a non-pass happy offense. So I think he'll be a good fit. Run after catch, nice little catch radius, physically gifted, and he was really held back by a very run-oriented scheme. He would not have that issues. And he said he from Harrisburg. Hey, ain't Michael from Harrisburg? Excuse me, if I'm not mistaken, Michael's from Harrisburg too, ain't he, Michael? But yeah, that's one of my other sleepers. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about these. Yeah, he said yes. Okay, cool. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time talking about the sleepers because we got guys on our team right now that are keepers. There are guys on our team right now, they're going to be fighting for their futures really, because they have not, lived up to the expectations just yet. I'm turn the background back on. They still talk for some reason. I didn't have elevated music. So yeah, man. So like, there are some guys on our team right now that still need to produce. And they didn't. And this first guy I'm going to talk about is a keeper. He didn't do nothing last year. Like, let's keep it real. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Like, we had a lot of high expectations and high hopes for this boy last year, and he did not live up to it. But I'm going to tell you why Jalen Tolbert is still a keeper. And it has nothing to do with what he did last year. We understand that he barely played. He only had 3 targets. He only had 2 catches. That is not enough to build, an opinion on how a player will do as a pro just yet. Right? He was still a top 100 pick, and there was a reason he was a top 100 pick. So we're going to go back and we're going to treat Jalen Tolbert like a draft prospect. He has played so little football. You can still realistically treat Jalen Tolbert as a draft prospect. And using that state of mind and that mind frame, I'm going to show you why you should still feel, you should still feel confident in Jalen Tolbert taking the next step in his development this year. So I'm going to get Jalen Tolbert's college numbers and stuff pulled up. I'm going to show you why he got drafted, and I'm going to show you why in this new offense, you can expect him to be better. Right? So let's just get Jalen Tolbert's college production pulled up. Sports Reference, this is going to be his college numbers. These are his college production. All right. Tolbert will be better in the West Coast offense. McCarthy will get the best out of here. Facts, man. And listen, I believe that too, but this is going to be me showing. This is me showing y'all why. Right? We're going to look at him just like any other draft prospect, right? So we're going to clear our minds. Like, we saw him line up all sides. We saw him not really be involved. We're going to treat it like it was a preseason game, right? We're going to clear our mind and act like this is the first season that Jalen Tolbert is going to play. We're going to reset the clock, and we're going to get re-excited again about this new prospect we're finna get. So if you look at the production that Jalen Tolbert had in college, he was very dynamic. He was a playmaker, and he was going crazy. So he played at South Alabama, so that is the one knock on him. But when he did play Power 5 schools, he still had production. His team got their asses whooped, but they did not stop Jalen Tolbert. So when you see him, his junior year, he had 1,085 yards in 11 games, averaged 17 yards a catch, and had 8 touchdowns. The very next season, he had 82 catches, 1,474 yards, averaged 18 yards a catch, and 8 touchdowns. Right? So he was very, very, very productive. That's why even though he played at a smaller school, he still had next level production and ended up being a top 100 pick. So, 1,400 yards, no matter where you get 1,400 yards, it's 1,400 yards, right? 1,400 yards is 1,400 yards, no matter where you get it at. And you can't poo-poo on that. The same way that everybody loves Tank Dell, despite the fact that he played at Houston and they don't really play in a very tough conference, it's the same reason why Jalen Tolbert got the love that he got. It's very comparable. And really, when you look at the production, I'm not saying he had Tank Dell production, but he had damn good production. So let's do the simple math. 1,474 plus 1,085. He had 2,559 yards and 16 touchdowns in his final 2 years in college. That's top level production. Top level production. Top level production for any wide receiver. So he averaged, over 1,200 yards a season. His final 2 years in college. Averaged 8 touchdowns a season. Showed up and showed out. And when you look at his measurables, like, you understand why people were bullish on him. Came in at 6'3", ran a 4.4 at the combine. Had very good game tape, had very good production. So, like, Jalen Tolbert, the prospect, you can still have faith in that. 6'3" is still 6'3". Running a 4.4 with a 6'3" height is still impressive. Having almost 2,600 yards receiving over the last 2 seasons of his college career is still impressive. So if you just go back and you look, shout out to Michael Lockhart for the $5 donation. You too have been entered into the drawing. So you have one entry. DC for Life has an entry. Dwayne has an entry. Marquetta has an entry, and Daisy Clark has an entry. So right now there are 5 entries in here. So everybody has a 20% chance of winning the jersey right now. So everybody has a 20% chance of winning the jersey right now. So appreciate you for donating to the channel. You have been entered into the drawing for the jersey. Because at this point, like, jersey has won by a landslide. So it will be a jersey. You will get the opportunity to pick which player jersey you want. And, once you win, just either hit me up on Twitter or Facebook. Once I make the announcement at the end of the month, you can hit me on Facebook at Hennythemoor, or you can go to my Twitter, and it's HTM Sports. Just send me your mailing information, and I will make sure that the jersey is sent to you. And of course, I will communicate. I'll send you the screenshots to show you that it's on the way and everything. So appreciate y'all for participating. And again, if this goes well with the jersey, we'll see what else we can raffle out. I like for y'all to donate, but I also want to make it worth your while. Outside of just getting the content, I also want to incentivize y'all, donating to the channel, because y'all helped me build this from the ground up. So I want to reward y'all for that. So thank y'all again, and I appreciate y'all for the love and the support. So like, back to Jalen Tolbert, man. Let's do like we just did, right? Like, I think people forget why Jalen Tolbert got drafted. And I think because you saw him, not really get on the field. I think you saw him line up outside. I think you saw him not get a lot of burn. I think that's why a lot of y'all have soured on him. But, this is the whole point of me trying to wake y'all back up. Like, this is me trying to revitalize your excitement about Jalen Tolbert. Remember, right? We thought that Jalen Tolbert was gonna come in here and possibly be all right. Hey, shout out to DC for Life for the other $5 donation. So you now have 2 donations. You now have 2 entries. All right. DC for Life with 2. So DC for Life, you have 2 entries. Dwayne Brown, you have an entry. Michael Lockhart, you have an entry. Marquetta, you have an entry. Daisy Clark, you have an entry. All right. So that's how everything sits right now. So theoretically, DC for Life, you have the best chance of winning the jersey right now. All right. So let's see. And this will be random, because I'm going to get like a little machine, like the little ball machine, put y'all entries in and spin it around. So we're gonna pick it randomly. Your entries just give you a higher % chance of winning. Because it wouldn't be fair if somebody donates $100 and automatically wins. You know what I mean? So like, even if you only donate once, I want to make it as fair as possible. So, to incentivize for everybody across the board. So everybody that donates $5, will have an entry. If you donate $5 multiple times, you will have multiple entries. And we'll just do the raffle just like that. if Tolbert balls out in preseason, it's a start for me. And this is the thing, though. Like, Jalen Tolbert was eating people lunch in practice. Like, he was getting wide open in practice against our defensive backs. You know our defensive backs are hard. You know we had great defensive backs, and he was going crazy on them boys. So, you know, that's why I know he can do it. Like, it's the offense he was in. It's the option routes. It's the, you know, having to get all that other stuff down. If he just had the opportunity to get out there and line up and play football, man, like, he's gonna eat. He's gonna go crazy. All right, so I'm finna play Jalen Tolbert's highlights, and we're gonna try and get that fire back. We're gonna try and remember why we wanted him. Because remember, look at this one. He was considered the most underrated player in college football at one point. So this is going to be a compilation of his plays for the 2021 season. His best season as a player, 1,400 yards, 8 touchdowns. We're going to watch this real quick, and we're going to try and get some of that excitement back. Because this is going to be the Jalen Tolbert you're going to get. Hey, don't sound like, hey, don't do that AI stuff, man. So we talk about practice, man. We are talking about practice, my boy. We are talking about practice, my boy. All right. So I'm just going to keep it going. We're going to keep the background music going. We're just going to watch the highlights. Separation and a catch against Southern Miss. Booyah. And these are things that he does, man. He came back for the ball, accelerated, dove for the end zone. Remember, that's all he really has to do in this West Coast offense. Run after catch is king. If you're able to, you know, run after catch, you're able to make plays like that, you will succeed in this offense, man. You will succeed in this offense. There's going to be a lot of in-breaking routes. It's going to allow him to, just like that, running away from defenders. You know, that's going to be the name of the game of this West Coast offense. It's not going to be him trying to, he said, what the Cash App, Michael McQuaid, the Cash App is going to be $. I'm putting it in the chat right now. He said, make windows bigger. Okay, cool. Hold on. I just full screened it for you. Boom, yeah. All right, it's going to be $ Hennythemoor. So you should be able to see it a little bit better. I just put it in the box for you, Michael. So you want to enter for the raffle, you know, there it go for you. And you are allowed to, you know, I think the last day I'm going to take up raffles is going to be the 26th when I leave out. Matter of fact, no, because that wouldn't be fair. So from now until the 25th, because I'm going to leave out on the 26th. I won't have time to actually do the raffle show if I do that, because I want to do it before I go out there to the draft. So from now to the 25th. And his yak is crazy, yeah. Because I want to do the raffle before I get on the road and go out there to the draft. So I know who the winner is. I can reach out and get it ordered and get your mailing information. So I want to do all that before I go out there. So yeah, like, listen, he made plays the entire time, man. He made plays the entire time, man. And listen, it wasn't just him with yak. He was getting behind the defense on play action. And he's not a small guy. Like, Jalen Tolbert is a legit 6'3". He is a legit 6'3". So, you know, like, he has the ability to make these kind of plays. You see he went up over the top, say it's too little. Like, he mean that. Like, that's a small corner. Like, he has the height advantage. Even with guys 6'6'1", he got 2 inches over him. So, he can make plays down the field with just his length, not only with his speed. So, I like what Jalen Tolbert brings. And when you look at him, hey, damn, Michael McQuaid just sent 3 entries. So Michael McQuaid has 3 entries for the jersey. Okay. And I'm going to actually start inputting this through my phone. I'm writing it down, but I want to make sure I keep up with this shit. Cannot butcher the first one, so I'm finna go ahead and actually make a note. Raffle entries. So right now I got Michael McQuaid. All right, he has 3 entries. DC for life. Has 2. Morquetta has 1. Daisy Clark 1. Dwayne Brown 1. Michael Lockhart 1. Morquetta, Daisy, Dwayne, DC for life 2. Michael Lockhart, Michael McQuaid. All right. So as it sounds right now, Michael McQuaid has 3 entries. DC for life has 2 entries. Morquetta has 1. Daisy Clark has 1. Dwayne Brown has 1, and Michael Lockhart has 1. And I will update it. Ready Red, what's good with you, man? Hey, remember, I know you just now entering the liquor store, but you know the policy. If you slap the shit out of an Eagles fan, you get half off all items in the liquor store. And if you're late to the show, we were talking about draft sleepers and keepers. We talked about my 2 draft sleepers. Now we'll talk about guys on the roster that are keepers. Jalen Tolbert, we're trying to fall back in love with him. All right, so Daisy, that's Morquetta. Morquetta just sent another $5, so she now has 2 entries for the jersey. Also, Ready Red, we're doing a raffle for a jersey. We're going to do this raffle from now to the 25th. The final show on the 25th, we're going to draw the person who's going to, we're going to draw to determine the winner. And whoever wins, they get to pick what jersey they want. So, it was down between a jersey and a vintage Super Bowl hat, but everybody voted for jersey. So, whoever wins the raffle will get a Dallas Cowboys jersey, and they will get to pick the player that they want. So we're going to do this donation from now till then. And, it's going to be a wrap. Daisy Clark with another $5 donation. So, Daisy Clark, you just got your 2nd entry. Booyah. All right, so just to update you again, Michael McQuaid, you have 3. DC for life has 2. Morquetta has 2. Daisy Clark has 2. And matter of fact, let me double check that. Michael McQuaid has 4 now. I'm sorry, he just sent another one. Okay, let me update Michael's real quick. So Michael McQuaid has 4. Booyah. So Michael has 4. DC for life has 2. Morquetta has 2. Daisy Clark has 2. Hold on. Let me make sure I got this right. I'm finna count this. Hey, Action Pal, what's good with you, my boy? I appreciate you coming in and showing love. All right, so Dwayne has 1. Morquetta has 1. DC for life has 2. Daisy Clark has 2. Okay. We're going to do transparency over here, man. I'm going to count it every time we come on the live. I'm going to check it with the actual cash apps on here that I see. I'm going to make sure it's right. Well, Action Pal, if you're late to the show, we are doing a raffle. We're raffling off a Dallas Cowboys a jersey of your choice. So it's $5 an entry. Every entry, it's going to you get $5 per entry. We're going to do the drawing on the 25th before I leave out, and you get to choose the Dallas Cowboys jerseys you want. And you just hit my inbox, you send me your mailing information, and I will make sure it's sent to you, and I will screenshot it the moment that it's paid for and it's out for delivery. Yep, Marquetta has two. That's correct. Marquetta has two. This is your second one. I'm making sure that I have it updated on here too. Yep. See, I got you. Matter of fact, you can't even see my screen. I was going to show you the whatchamacallit. Let me chop that down. As you can see, I don't know, y'all can with the glare. But yeah, see, he has 4. DC for Life has 2. Marquetta has 2. Daisy Clark has 2. Dwayne Brown has 1. Michael Lockhart has 1. So like I said, I appreciate y'all, man. So we're going to keep rocking. So, and listen, like when we talking about keepers, man, like Jalen Tolbert has shown unequivocally, that he has the raw talent. Like he measures out good. He had production in college. He has the size. He has the speed. The only thing we have not seen from Jalen Tolbert is him actually being on the field and playing. Right? So, and we should give him some grace. Like we did see that Hennythemoor got fired because of everything that happened. Michael O'Donnell, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you for tapping in with me. Says sipping on a little Henny while HTM does his thing. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And y'all bear with me too, man. Like it's thundering and stuff out here. Like we're under another tornado watch, so y'all please pray for the Texarkana area. Pray for Arkansas. As these storms pass through, it passes over. He said, "How do I pay for tickets, family?" You cash out, man. Like you hit the cash out. The cash up is $. It's actually at the bottom left hand corner. It's $ Hennythemoor. You send $5 there, you get entered into the raffle. And I'm keeping track of it. I'm keeping track of it. So like you send your money. It's $5 per entry. You can send as many entries as you want. And then at the end of it, we're gonna do a drawing. We're gonna randomly select somebody out of there. So the more tickets you buy, it increases your chances. Right now, Michael McQuaid has 4 entries, so he has the best chance of winning at this point. NLZ, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you tapping in and showing love to the liquor store. Thank you for coming through, my boy. So yeah, like Jalen Tolbert is gonna eat in this West Coast offense though, because I really think that I should break down what a West Coast offense is though. I throw that term out, and it's but it means a lot of different things. Right, because you have a true West Coast offense. You have different variations, like what y'all can hear that thunder too, can't y'all? They have different variations, like what Sean McVay does. What's up with you, Slim Cuddy? I appreciate you tapping in and showing love, my guy. They have different variations, like what Sean McVay does. With the stretch run and the play action off of it, with the West Coast concepts on that, similar to what Brian Schottenheimer will run. Even Mike McCarthy variation of the West Coast offense had a nickname. It was called the Gulf Coast offense. So, like it's different things, but like let's just do like a background on it. West Coast offense. We're gonna break down like the concepts. We're gonna break down like the terminology, the concepts, and different things like that. And we're going to talk about the original. We're going to talk about Bill Walsh's West Coast offense. And, that is actually the coaching tree that Mike McCarthy is from. Hoodlum, what's good with you, my boy? I appreciate you coming to the liquor store. Hey, man, we are doing a raffle for a Dallas Cowboy jersey of y'all choice. It's $5 per entry. Whoever wins the raffle is going to decide, what Dallas Cowboy jersey they would prefer. You'll send me your size. You'll tell me which Dallas Cowboy jersey you want, the player name, and you send me your mailing information. I will get it mailed to you. I'll send you screenshots when it's sent out, and we're gonna be very transparent through this whole operation because y'all putting trust and support into me. I want to reciprocate it. All right, Antone. So, that's my boy Action. Okay. So Action just sent 2 entries. So Action Pal came in. He has 2 entries into it. So let me get this updated real quick. Action Pal, booyah, has 2. So Michael McQuay has 4 entries. Action Pal has 2 entries. DC4 Life has 2 entries. Marquetta has 2 entries. Daisy Clark has 2 entries. Dwayne Brown has 1 entry. Michael Lockhart has 1 entry. So we rocking and we rolling, man. So that is updated for now. Also, to keep it fair and fair for everybody and transparency, please only send donations while the show is going on so everybody can see it. So when I'm live and doing the shows, you can send donations then. But I want full transparency. I would not want anybody to send me $100 off of the air, and they have all these entries in when nobody can see what's happening. So please only send donations while the show is going on to keep down confusion, so everybody can hear the donations that are going on, so everybody can have transparency. Please and thank you. But outside of that, you can send however much you want while the shows are going on. Every show I do, you are free to do the donations, and I will update you on the standings, while it's going on. But yeah, man. So let's talk about the West Coast offense and what it actually means. I'm going to get real. I'm going to get real precise with it. I'm gonna read y'all the damn definition. Like we're gonna go to school. We're gonna learn some stuff together, man. Like, you did not know, like, this is a very educational liquor store. You get your alcohol, you get to get drunk, and you get to learn some stuff too while you're over here, man. So we're gonna talk about Bill Walsh's West Coast offense because that's the coaching tree that Mike McCarthy is from. And this is what it says. This is just wiki. Like, there's deeper, more scientific stuff that we're gonna talk about, but we're gonna chop it up about what we can say and go from there. Wash formulated what has become popularly known as the West Coast offense during his tenure as an assistant coach for the Cincinnati Bengals from 1968 to 1975 while working under the tutelage of Paul Brown. Bengals quarterback Virgil Carter would be the first player to successfully implement Walsh's system, leading the NFL in pass completion percentage in 71. Ken Anderson later replaced Carter as Cincinnati's starting quarterback and was even more successful. In his 16-year career in the NFL, Anderson made 4 trips to the Pro Bowl, won 4 passing titles, was an NFL MVP in 81, and also appeared in the Super Bowl that year, and he set what was then the record in completion percentage in a single season at 70.66%. And that was unheard of because of the era they played in. That was the era where there was no protections for the passers. You could dislodge the ball from the bodies of wide receivers. The quarterbacks had no protections in the pocket, and he was still able to complete 70% of his passes back in the 80s, which was unheard of. And that's why this system got the reputation for being quarterback friendly. He installed a modified version of this system when he became the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. And that's really where it took off. That's when they won all those Super Bowls with Joe Montana. Things along those lines. So, we're talking about the success of it. I'm finna find you like theory. So this is the theory behind the West Coast offense, right? The popular term West Coast offense is more of a philosophy and an approach to the game than it is a set of plays or formations. Traditional offensive thinking argues that a team must establish its running game first, which will draw the defense in and open up vertical passing lanes downfield, right? So, like you would run the ball, play action, then you'll have somebody running a 9 route, catching them flat-footed for a touchdown, or a post route, catching them flat-footed for a touchdown. Right. Bill Walsh's West Coast offense differs from the traditional offense by emphasizing a short horizontal. And when it says horizontal, if vertical is straight up and down, horizontal is across. Right. A horizontal passing attack to help stretch out the defense, thus opening up options for longer running plays and longer passes than you can achieve greater gains. So, that's why in the West Coast offense, the slant route and the over route, that they're kings. They're kings because those are the routes that attack the defense from side to side. That's pretty much what it's saying. You're going to run across the field to get open instead of just trying to run down the field past somebody. And when you're playing zone, you're more likely to run open when you're running through the zone horizontally, right? And that's why different concepts like meshes, different concepts like floods, that's why they work so well within the West Coast offense, right? That's why that happens. That's why it's run like that. So when we're saying a West Coast offense, the offensive concepts are going to be pretty much short and breaking routes that attack the defense horizontally or side to side, right? In breaking routes. That's why guys who run these fast 40 times are the guys that get targeted for this system. It's not about just getting upfield, even though there will be some passing concepts to attack a defense vertically. The meat and potatoes of what you would like to do is going to be sideline to sideline, finding the holes in defense, or if they're in man, letting your faster wide receiver run away from the defenders, put them into a situation where they can get yacked. So that's why I wanted to clarify when we're talking about West Coast offense. Now, in terms of Mike McCarthy and Brian Schottenheimer probably having a brain trust, in regards to what they would like to do schematically, it's up in the air at this point. Schematically, it's up in the air at this point because Brian Schottenheimer does not necessarily run a traditional West Coast offense. A traditional West Coast offense, is leading with the pass to set up the run, opening up bigger lanes because you're spreading out the defense. Making them cover every blade of grass, so to speak. But Brian Schottenheimer, he took a page out of Sean McVay's play calling. Like Sean McVay, people be forgetting about this, but Ty Gurley was very instrumental in what Sean McVay was doing early on because of the stretch runs setting up the play action, the flood concepts coming off of the play action looks. And, flood and mesh are staples within this West Coast offense we're talking about. So, that's why it's still considered a West Coast offense. Even though they're going about getting to those concepts in a different manner, it's still the same philosophy when they do decide to pass the ball. So, Brian Schottenheimer, real run oriented attack, with chunk plays coming in the passing game off of play action, you're getting your wide receivers, very basic looks to go up against, and you're getting them a lot of good opportunities to get out into space and, make plays after they catch the ball. Whether or not that is going to be the actual offense that we see, is yet to be seen. Mike McCarthy's, passing attack is more traditional West Coast offense. Brian Schottenheimer, a little bit more what you would see from Sean McVay, even though it's not copy and paste, but we'll see. But, that's why I feel like Jalen Tolbert is going to be successful within this offense because it fits the skill sets he wants to do. It's not a lot of reading and reacting, right? It's a lot of, this is my route. I need to get to this specific spot on the field, and I got to be there at this moment because the ball is coming. It's about timing, spacing, timing and spacing. If you know your route, if you know where you need to be, and you know the drop of the quarterback, you know, like you will be successful within the West Coast offense. Coming from what is considered more of a digit system, where you know, like it's really more multiple of a look. What we're running with Hennythemoor, you could run a 9 route, you could run a 7 route, you know, you could run whatever as long as you know the digits of the route. You know, like you could go out there, but you know, adding that into the fact that you also have the option routes off of that, you know, is very complex to learn for a younger wide receiver, right? It even confused CeeDee Lamb at some points, right? You saw there were multiple interceptions that came off of CeeDee Lamb, not reading the defense in the same manner that Dak Prescott read it. So that miscommunication made it hard for younger wide receivers to get onto the field. So, you know, a simplified offense, you know, for the wide receivers is best. Oh, I got to text my wife real quick. It's storming pretty bad. She's at work, so she was trying to make sure we were good. I don't mean to stop the show, but you know, gotta let her know we good. But yeah, man. So when you really look at those different kind of philosophies, like it's a much more receiver friendly offense, and it's a lot more friendly quarterback, you know, offense. Because Dak Prescott has always been a very, you know, he's always been a very good quarterback at throwing with precision and throwing with anticipation. Like if you're supposed to be there, Dak Prescott will throw to a spot of the field and expect you to get there. Like that's how he's made a lot of his big plays in the NFL, even dating back to a rookie. Hey, Michael McQuaid said it best, family first. Yeah, man, you know, I gotta stop everything for wifey, man. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna sit up here and fake the phone. You're not expecting your wide receivers to think, just be athletes. And that's facts, man. Like, you know, like you have a particular route. I want you to get here, beat your man to this spot, and the ball will find you. The ball will hit you in the chest if you get here when I tell you to be here. And that's the best feeling in the world when you're a wide receiver. Because you got to remember, even if the defense thinks they know where you're going, there's a good chance they don't know what the hell's coming. You know, you have all these different wrinkles. You know, you formulate your offensive sets to look similar. So, you know, even if you have a play that is set up the same, you know, you could have like 4 or 5 different plays off of one look. So, you know, it's always a guessing game with defenders. Like, even if they do film study, they do preparation, you know, they do the little nuanced things to be prepared, you know, for the offensive sets. Schematically, you still have the upper hand because you actually know what we're running. Like, they're only going to guess it right a couple of times. But there's always different looks off of everything. You're supposed to marry all of your looks out of these formations to look alike, so you can't pinpoint what's coming. So, you know, like you're always at an advantage of the offensive player because they know the plays, they know the depth, they know the timing, you know, and you even know on the scramble drill where you're supposed to go. They practice that. Like, you know, if the quarterback gets in trouble, you know who's supposed to go upfield, you know who's supposed to come back to the quarterback. Like, you know all of this, and the defense does not. So, you know, it's a very different, you know, thought process. But I definitely think Jalen Tolbert will be better because of that. All right, so we talked about 2 sleepers in the draft, and we talked about 1 keeper. I'm going to keep rocking with y'all because I ain't going to lie to y'all. I ain't got nothing to do till my wife gets back, so I'm going to keep rocking as long as y'all want to rock, man. So, yeah, we're going to talk about another keeper that people may not even know about, man. And this is not really because of anything talent-wise. This is like more because of injury. He was not able to suit up and play. We had other guys that were out there at the position that we were paying at the time. But man, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I fully expect Devin Harper this year to play a much more integral part to our linebacking core. And Devin Harper is a guy, who they raved about. He got very good athletic ability, but he did not play for you last year. And we did let Anthony Barr go. He did not live up to the hype or the expectations, so he is gone. And he is going to be playing a bigger part, in this defensive scheme. The reason I did not say Jabril Cox, I like Jabril Cox athletically. I do. I do see why people like him. He's fast, he's long. But I think Devin Harper will be the guy, to supplant him even. We're gonna look at some of Devin Harper's stuff. We're gonna look at some of his highlights. We're gonna look at some of his production from college. He's basically is a rookie himself. He did not really play for you at all. He said, I hate Harper didn't get playing time. Yeah, man, it happens though. You got to think about it though, man. We do, in theory, have a pretty damn good linebacker core. I'm not the biggest LVE fan, but he played pretty good last year. You were paying Anthony Barr, so he had to play, and you expected. And listen, Anthony Barr was a guy before the season I had wrote a whole damn article about. I was completely wrong about what he could bring to the team. I'm not the kind of guy that's too prideful to admit when he makes a mistake. But he didn't give us anything that we expected. He did not live up to the expectations of the fans. Playing in the NFL is hard, especially the older you get. But I look at the film that he put out, with the Vikings the year prior and the production that he had. I did not expect him to, not produce in a similar manner here. But let's take a look at some of the stuff for Devin Harper, man. I think I'm gonna start with his highlights. And then we'll go into the minutia. I think it's funner to look at highlights first. Anyway. All right, I'm finna share the screen. I'm actually finna let this play because they got Super Gremlin. And I like this song. Again, copyright warning. I do not own this footage, this music. I don't own none of this stuff, man. I'm just watching it.
Say you my nigga, I'm gonna be your killer. Nobody gonna play with you when I'm with you. Go against any nigga like fuck this glitter. Skeet all third on bitches. I put it in for you, I spin for you. Whatever you with, I'm with it. How you gonna cost a nigga out rockin' with you? I got you lit in the city. I've been multitasking, rapping and being a daddy to my little children. I've been spinning on business and spinning and spinning and spinning until I'm dizzy.
I don't like the way they got this one set up though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like watching the highlights when the actual individual play is broken down. You know what I mean? I don't think they got the kind of highlights I want for my boy Devin Harper though. Let me see. Devin Harper played a long ass time, didn't he? I'm not gonna worry about it. We're just gonna look at his whatchamacallit. We're gonna look at his draft stuff. I hate this song after the first Niner Shane. Oh, I feel you. So what do I think about Clark? Oh, Damone Clark. I don't even think that you could consider Damone Clark like a keeper. Like Damone Clark is already a guy that established himself last year. I think Damone Clark is already a given. I think Damone Clark more than Leighton Vander Esch is the reason that they didn't go out and get Bobby Wagner. Because Damone Clark is actually the guy that is best suited to play middle linebacker. I think that he'll have a very big impact. But I do believe he is the guy that they're looking at. He clocked over 20 miles per hour in the game, chasing a guy down. He had very good tape. And you gotta remember this, man. Like he had back surgery, right? He had surgery, no offseason, and he got on the field before Jabril Cox did. So that tells you how highly they think about, Damone Clark. Not to diminish Jabril Cox, because I think I've been a little hard on him. I'm not gonna lie. I've been very hard on him, and that's my bad. It's a very hard game to play. He's learning. But I think they just think very highly of Damone Clark. So yeah, that didn't work the way I thought it would. So let me just go ahead and pull up his regular scouting report. Boy, this thing crazy. Okay, this is gonna be good enough. Let me get this pulled up. Also, Bruce got the toxic juice. If you are not aware, we are doing a raffle for a Dallas Cowboy jersey of the winner's choice. If you cash up $5, you'll be entered into the drawing. We'll be taking donations up from now until the 25th. So, if you send $5 to the cash app, you'll be entered in. And, we're going to be doing this from now to the 25th. And then we'll be doing the drawing the same day. But yeah, I'm going to read this off about him. Then I'm going to depart from y'all, man. Because it's storming bad. I want to get off of here before the power go out. So, booyah. So, this is Devin Harper's draft stuff. Played linebacker, Oklahoma State, number 16. All Big 12. Honorable mention. You know what? I didn't find what I wanted either on this one. Double R, what's up with you, man? I appreciate you stopping by and showing love to the liquor store, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna have to cut this a little bit short, man, because I'm gonna have to stop and get these candles and stuff out just in case this power try to go out over here. So, hey, man, I appreciate y'all for coming by and showing love to the channel. Thank y'all for everything, for the love, the support. We'll be doing the donations all the way to the 25th. Appreciate y'all for everything. Again, keep Arkansas and Texarkana in your prayers. And, remember, even though we're in the midst of a storm, it could always be worse. We could be Eagles fans. And Eagles fans eat shit. I would much rather be in the middle of a thunderstorm than be a shit-eating Eagles fan. So I appreciate y'all. Remember, drink and drive responsibly. But if you see an Eagles fan in the middle of the road, you do have my permission to run their ass over. You know what it is, man. Love y'all. Thank you for the support. I'm going to holler at y'all later. God bless.